Hey, this is SNL Reviewed, Jeremy Renner hosted, and this is one of those days when I watch SNL so you don't have to. SNL Reviewed. Which is not to say that there wasn't some really good material on the show. It's just that the cold opener with Cicily Strong playing Paula Broadwell, the woman at the heart of the David Petraeus Sex scandal, reading in a deadpan tone from what was supposedly her biography of Petraus, but which sounded more like excerpts from 50 Shades of Grey. Well, it wasn't funny, but it should have been. If they had staged reenactments from the book, or had Fred Armisen show up as David Petraeus, or at least have let Cicily Strong play with the character instead of just having her read in that robotic fashion, well, then the scene might have worked instead of doing what it did, setting an awkward pace for what turned out to be a very awkward show. Now, Jeremy Renner was clearly ill at ease in his monologue, and at one point he even complained aloud why they had let them talk me into this before sitting down at a piano to do a song, only to find that the piano wasn't functioning properly, nor did the night get any easier for him as he moved from one scene to another, clearly reading off his cue cards and just not connecting to the material, so that most everything he said fell flat. In fact, his best work on the show took place in a very funny short film called Standoff, where he performed in perfect and hilarious sync with Taram Killam and Bobby Moynihan. But in all his other scenes, he fell flat, especially in the Avengers send-off, which could have been awesome, but which was instead just a huge disappointment. Now, I found the return to the Californians, a sketch I normally like quite a bit, to be funny only because Fred Armisen's inability to keep himself from cracking up in the scene. Nor was I happy with the decision to visit the Petraeus Sex scandal a second time, with Wolf Blitzer's Situation Room serving as a comedic vehicle, which just couldn't get started. But, as they say, the third time's the charm, and Seth Meyers proved it on Weekend Update, where he delivered a list of winners and losers in the Petraeus affair, which are a must-see. So, be sure to follow the link I've posted to it down below in the description portion of this video, and while you're checking that one out, be sure to also follow the link to New Jersey Governor Christie's appearance on Weekend Update, which was both funny and charming. And an honorable mention should go to this week's commercial parody about a trip back to your hometown. But while there were some very funny moments and two Jason Sudeikis-centered sketches, one in a morgue and the other on a Hollywood set, Jeremy Renner's inability to deliver his lines with anything approaching comedic timing means I can't recommend either one of them, nor can I recommend the show's new stab at animation. Following in the footsteps of good old TV Funhouse, something called Midnight Snack premiered tonight and attempted to make fun of the drones used by the American military, but just couldn't deliver, despite the fact that all the elements of something really funny were in the sketch, but they just didn't work. Now, SNL will be back with a new show on December 8th when Jamie Foxx will be hosting. I've posted the few links to tonight's best sketches down below in the description of this video, so be sure to check those out, and while you're at it, please hit the subscribe button up above, and I'll see you back here next time. SNL Reviewed.